welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to For the Fan, episode number 165. As always, I am Will, and we got Dom, and we got Jake here. Gentlemen, hello.
Hello.
Is this going to be our
Shalom.
last fun video
No, we still have one more fun division left.
division to talk about before we, lose our minds with the double South episode?
I don't
Yeah, I
mind
gotta.
the NFC West. The NFC West isn't a bad one.
Yeah, the Wild West is fun. I mean, I might have to suspend Jake and fine him for releasing that voodoo into the air and causing this mayhem to even be a thing right now. It's the only logical explanation behind this.
Listen, instead of punishing just me this year, they're punishing all of us.
You know, I blame Colton. Colton hasn't been on, so like, if he came on, like, we would have already done it by now.
It's waiting for him.
We might not ever get it. Who knows? We might not.
Not even my fault. It's just waiting for Colton.
But yes, we have the NFC North on tap here. We got the Bears, Da Bears. We got the Pack, Go Pack Go, Skull in Minnesota, and then we got a kneecap biting guy in Detroit. So this is going to be fun, exciting. Yeah. Let's just stretch this out as long as we can before we ever have to touch those South episodes.
Yeah. That's
all righty. But yes, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to get right into this. You are listening to For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
And here we are, excited, I suppose. I don't know. The other division in the entire NFL in 2024 to have 3 playoff teams enter. The AFC West we talked about last week, and this week it's the NFC North. So as if you're new here, we always start with the worst team and we work our way to the best, aka the division winner, and so on and so forth. So Dom, without further ado, let's open this Jean up in Jake's terms, and we're going to start out there in the Windy City of Chicago, where a year ago the Bears somehow luckily traded away the number 1 pick and got the number 1 pick a year later with a slew of other picks that they acquired via a trade with the Panthers. They got one of the top quarterback prospects in recent memory with Caleb Williams. Although the season was not memorable, they did bring in a slew of new people, including the man picture right there, Ben Johnson, who has had a wild amount of success in Detroit, looking to turn the tide for the Chicago Bears, and maybe, just maybe, have the first ever 4,000-yard passing quarterback for the oldest franchise in the NFL. I think that's the best way I could put it there for them. I think that's the best thing I can even put there. All righty. To the offense we go. They bring in a lot of new pieces. When I mean a lot, and I use the word slew because there is just so much going on here. Let's start out front there. The offensive line. Caleb Williams was sacked a shit ton of times. That's the only way you could say it. So they bring in, they trade for Joe Thuney. They trade for Jonah Jackson. They get Drew Dahlman, who at the time was the best center available on the market. They build around their quarterback. They draft Colston Loveland in the first round, passing Tyler Warren from Penn State, who ended up going a few picks later. They get a lot of depth pieces there. Ozzie Trapillo, Luke Newman. They bring in some new weapons, including Olamide Zaccheaus, who had a really good year in Washington last year. And then Devin Duvernay, the speedy guy from Baltimore, who was only in Jacksonville for a season, injury-filled. But he's looking to turn the tide with this new offense that is looking to bring some Detroit style to the Windy City. And now once we bring ourselves back here, what are we looking here? It's a new offense. They bring in 3 new middle of the line offensive guys. Joe Thuney, who's a stud, Jonah Jackson, which I think was a surprise by the Rams being traded, and also Dahlman just getting new center pieces with Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones being your corner guys on this offensive line.
I don't know. If you trade in and out the entire interior offensive line.
Let me also put this way. Caleb Williams was sacked 68 times last year.
for 466 yards.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, like, you really can't judge. I don't care how good or bad.
And I'm sorry, I also have to cut you off again. He avoided nearly 50 sacks as well. So if he took them all, 118 potential sacks would have been taken by Caleb Williams last year. Sorry, continue, Dom.
Like, changing out the entire interior O-line, I don't know. We could say what we can say, right? We could say, oh, this guy's good, this guy's bad, blah, 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 right? You really don't know until it comes time to play. You know, I mean, there's too much change for an offensive line to really just know until it happens. So you got to hope. Sure, go for it. Hope this is the change you needed to make. But, you know, I don't know if it could get worse than last year. So that might be a good thing.
So to put into perspective, Caleb Williams sacked 68 times, was the third most in NFL history. David Carr was first, 76 times in the Texans' inaugural season. And then Randall Cunningham was sacked 72 times in 1986.
So this was the what?
Third most, and then as what Jake said, 466 yards lost on sacks, which is the fourth most yards lost on sacks ever.
Also fumbled 5 times, or lost 5 fumbles. He fumbled 10 times.
There's someone in TikTok comment said, "Bear down,
bear down."
Yeah, that's a lot. What was happening in last year. Bear down. Yeah, there's no. That's it. I mean, I don't know what you can really say. You can analyze these guys. Cool. Are they good? Yeah. I mean, like, really not bad historically, offensive linemen. But, like, you just don't know until it comes time. You interchanged your entire interior line. So, hope. I don't know. See if it affects the run game positively, negatively. See if it affects, pass rush. It just is what it is. Well, we'll see when we get there. That's ultimately all you can say.
I mean, will it likely help if you get like the old Tooney and not like the Tooney that played tackle? It's a totally different thing. But I don't know if any of it. I'm not the biggest Caleb Williams fan. I wasn't while he was in college. But it doesn't really matter if they do that, if they get the old Caleb Williams. Like I just think unless he matures, he's always going to be this guy with stats and just loses games.
But you got to help him as much as you can. I mean, that's it. This is
four new receivers. Luther Burden. I mean, Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen, he went back to the Chargers, but they didn't sign him again. I mean, they did make the trade. It was fun. It was exciting to kind of be like, okay, hey, will we see Keenan Allen of old? And we obviously didn't. Kind of fell flat on its face. But the two-headed tight end monster there with Colson Loveland and Cole Kmet, with also Durham Smythe. So you have to think, okay, you're going to have 3 guys who obviously can block in your system. You still got to bring him, or you got to bring back Mercedes Lewis. He says he has 1 more year in him. Bring him back, do all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I got nothing else.
Yeah, it just is,
See, I don't know. Like, do we know if now that some of this information is coming out, do you know if these stars are playing their preseason game?
I don't have anything that they said that they were.
Because I feel like they have to. There's so many new pieces, a new scheme.
I think they'll play I think they'll play like week 2 and week 3. I think they'll do that. They're not going to be going out and playing on week 1. I think, you'll get the backups in there, but definitely in weeks 2 and weeks 3, you're going to be seeing the starters play, and they're going to be playing a lot. Because listen, it's either in the stuff I've seen from training camp, obviously Caleb Williams looked absolute bad, but also you go back through some of like the previous seasons where it's like, okay, Lamar Jackson in 2019, the reporters are like, does he even know how to throw a football? They were questioning that, and then Lamar Jackson goes out and wins MVP, has a really great year. And then Brock Purdy, it's like, oh, I think Brock Purdy's arm has to be amputated because obviously in that freak injury against the Eagles, he can't throw a football, and he was leading quarterback ratings, touchdown interceptions ratio in 2023, and was a part of the Niners going to the Super Bowl. But could this be another one? Or is the Bears defense that good that elite that, Caleb Williams looks absolutely just terrible?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Wow.
That's all I
We
got.
got someone in the TikTok comments that CeeDee Lamb got traded to the Bengals. Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about the defense here.
All that.
I don't think the passing target net has anything to do with what the Bears defense is doing.
Yeah,
The Windy City, man.
Okay.
You got the 12th man. You got 12 men. You got the 12th man, which is the crowd in Seattle, and you got the 12th man, which is the stupid win in Chicago. They don't add a whole lot of pieces, but they do add a lot in the front part of the defense there. Grady Jarrett coming in from Atlanta. Deo, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, from the Indianapolis Colts, and drafting a couple of new pieces. They're one of their 3 second-round picks that they had this year. Shamar Turner, defensive tackle. They also got Ruben Hypolite, the second, go Terps, and Za Frazier for the cornerback position. Not a whole lot of change here. I got to look up. Oh, no. I know. That's the guy who's on the defense. That's the guy, the defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
True story.
another guy who is a great coordinator, a dog water head coach. Can he maybe turn the tides? I mean, Bears defense is already really good as it is, but can they be better? That's the question here.
I mean, head coach is Ben Johnson. So
We also don't know, like, okay, is Ben Johnson going to be a good head coach, or is he just going to be like a meh head coach? Like,
usually the whiz kid offensive scheme guy is not.
yeah. I mean, again,
just don't let Peyton Manning advocate for you to be a head coach elsewhere, and you might be okay.
This team is kind of like just really a whole bunch of we'll see. I really don't. I don't know how to judge this team right now. I don't. It's not like I see this and think, wow, they're going to take a huge step forward from last year. Especially in a division where number 1 and number 2 are kind of a lock. We got to see about the Vikings. I don't know. They made a lot of changes, but we'll see. I guess. I don't know. I got nothing else to say about this team other than there's a lot. There's been some changes, and there's coach changes. There's the entire interior offensive line. The defense is defense, whatever. But like, I don't know.
I know we just got done talking about the offense there, but they did hire Declan Doyle, who is the youngest offensive coordinator in the league at 28 years old. Obviously, he's going to be better than Shane Waldron, who was the absolute dumbest human being to ever roam the planet. I don't know if he'll ever get another NFL job. Who knows? But yeah, I think on offense, at least you're going to be better. But will you get better on defense as well? I mean, same question, Dom. I think they're going to be staying the same. I mean, defense was really good last year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. There was that time where the dude was saying something to the crowd.
Yeah,
and
you just pay attention and you for one more play and you went,
Oh, Jalen Johnson?
Was it Jalen Johnson? I don't know if it really was. I thought it was a backup.
Or was it Tyreek Stevens? I think it's a starting corner.
I thought it was Tyreek Stevens. I could be wrong. Stevenson, sorry. I don't know. Either way, it was just funny. But whatever. I don't know. They went what? What'd you say? 5-12.
5-12 a year ago. Yes. Don't worry. I made sure to actually change all the records this time because last week I changed the colors, but I didn't change the records.
Yeah.
Even if they take a step, it's not like this. This is a tough division.
Without
dude.
looking at the schedule and just knowing the division, I don't know how much better they get than that.
That's
even
kind
with
of my
the moves
issue.
and the scheme and a jump from Caleb Williams. I don't know how many more wins you get.
And even if you do get a few more wins, what you jump the Vikings for third place, probably still don't make the playoffs. Like that's the issue here. Is this might just be
I
another.
mean, third place in this division is still a 10-win team. Like,
Well, it was
you
last year.
think?
Yeah, I don't know about this year.
I don't know their schedule. I have no idea what their schedule looks like.
Yeah,
let's advance to the schedule here, where week 1 they open Monday Night Football at home against the Minnesota Vikings, which is a big one, and then they go right to Detroit for the revenge game for Ben Johnson. I mean, I don't hate the beginning of their season, I really don't, but you have to play a really good defense in the Vikings. Kind of figure out what you're going to be doing with the Detroit Lions, because they did lose Aaron Glenn, and then Ben Johnson's now your head coach. What are they going to do? And then whatever is going to happen with the Cowboys? Is Parson going to be on the field, or is he going to be traded? And then the Raiders. I mean, you could be 2-2 at the bye, but then you also have to play. You got to go back to the scene of the crime there in Washington. Saints, you should be able to win, and then you got a horrible back-to-back with the Ravens, and then you have the Bengals. Giants, I think they can honestly win. Then you got to go away. Rodgers comes to town. You got I forgot, the owner returns to Chicago. He hasn't been there in a couple seasons.
If he still
does that to the Bears, it'd be the funniest thing ever.
That would.
I don't know, but like, I really am having a difficult time getting anywhere higher than like 6.
Generously, I got 6.
I want to be like, oh, hey, like 8, but it's like I can't get any higher than 6. I really can't.
Yeah, and you know what? The back portion of that schedule is real.
Like, you play the Steelers at home, then you got to go to Philadelphia on Black Friday, and then you got to go to Lambeau. Then you're home for the Browns, which who knows how many quarterbacks they'll go through, because now they have 6 on their roster with Snoop Huntley now being signed.
Yeah, you have no idea what quarterback you're going to.
Oh my god! You don't even know what quarterback. It's like a Pokemon battle. It's whatever your best 6 is. Like, oh hey, they're going to come out and they're going to play.
Yeah, and then you end with the Niners and the Lions. It might not matter at that point, but
yeah, that might be 7 right there because of the resting starters. Maybe
I really can't get above 6. I really can't.
No, it's tough, dude. And that's here we are with that. That's kind of the issue. Is it's like, yeah, this team might have made some changes and coaching changes, and I still don't really know if it's enough to do anything. Even if they were to play much better, I still honestly I don't know if that really matters. So I don't know, man. That kind of sucks for you, but you got to figure it out. This might just be another year of, I don't know.
Without a big jump from Caleb Williams and like the Ben Johnson magic, like might get rough again.
You need that to happen.
You need those two things to happen to even be sniffing a playoff spot.
Yeah. This might just look like the Bears we know. So,
well, the Bears we know always has a good back half of the season.
Well, Dom, what's
they get like respectable at the end.
What is the win total that they claim?
Oh,
yeah. Way to be on the ball, Dom.
I got it up. We're good.
God, first time.
I didn't have to go in my history to find out the website.
I was just assuming that
I did, because I didn't say anything about it. All right. Well, that's crazy. 8.3 wins.
See, like this is
37% at playoffs.
See, this is the disconnect between like people who, if you like Caleb Williams and you think he's good, you think they're a good team. If you watched him in college and don't believe that he's a mature human being, you don't think they're going to be good.
Yeah, they have them earning more wins than Miami, New England, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Dallas.
Well, I don't think is it even possible for both Minnesota and Chicago to go like 8-8 like it has it.
Yeah, they're in the same spot. I don't know, but this is they have them like middle of the road, 15th out of all the teams. So that's what the sports book puts.
But it has them below the Vikings.
It does have them below the Vikings by 0.2 wins.
So if they're below the Vikings, how do they win 8 games? Or supposed 9 games?
They could win that many games. Technically. I don't know. That's a little higher than I would say, than we are saying. But what would make this season for the Chicago Bears successful?
You don't get any sacks from Caleb
let
Williams.
me-
And he looks like a pro quarterback.
Less sacks, I guess. I guess for the Bears, a 4,000-yard season.
You got a 4,000-yard passer. That's what's going to make this season successful. I'm sorry. I got a special guest trying to get into the studio here. We got a special guest coming in. So
interesting.
Yeah, so we could hold off for a second for him to get in here. Let's see. There he is. Bingo bango. There he is.
Brutal. Calling him a special guest.
Is it time? Like, well, it's just in time for him to like roast the Bears because I'm sure he wants to.
And there he is, the man, the myth himself, the Sea Wagon, the real Sea Wagon. There is no other real Sea Wagon. It's only him and him only.
What's up, fellas?
We just got done with the Bears.
Yeah, we just said the Bears won't win more than 6 games.
Oh boy, 6 games for the Bears.
Check the schedule. You tell me where they earn 8 wins.
You count them out.
But I do have a guy in the comments here, Colby, asking, who's the perfect RB2 in a 12-man league? I have the 8th overall pick.
Perfect RB2?
Well, ideally, I don't know if you'd be getting an RB2 at the 8th overall pick. If it's a snake draft.
Derrick Henry?
You could get Henry. Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs?
Sick. Jahmyr Gibbs,
yeah. When I look at this, Vikings, Lions, Cowgirls, Raiders.
Maybe you go 2-2 at the bye. Maybe.
Oofer McOoferson. Yeah, that's best case. Is 2-2, I think. Like, who knows what McCarthy's going to look like for Minnesota? Yikes. Saints, then the Giants. Like, cool, there's wins there probably. But you don't know what the Giants do. The Giants could beat the Bears at this rate. Like, depending on how Russ plays, Saints are going to be ass. Let's just call it how it is. Dude, this is brutal. And by the way, like, not that I'm stalking Bears camp, but like from what I've seen, Caleb doesn't look great. That's a problem.
He's looking better at the unscripted stuff, but whenever Ben Johnson's trying to script an offense, he cannot grasp it for whatever reason.
Dude,
he's good at the unscripted stuff, and then the 2-minute drills, from what I've been seeing, he's good. But like anything that's like scripted that Ben Johnson's trying to like do there, he is just falling flat on his face.
So what's been weird, and not that the two are the same, like Sam Darnold has got his big extension, but ironically, both guys went to USC and looked really great early in their careers at USC. Like Sam Darnold was like the can't-miss prospect. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Caleb. Like, holy cow, can he come out this year? He's that good. And then he loses some weapons, just like Darnold did, and lost some pieces on the O-line. And, God, they look horrible. And, again, not linking the two together, but Darnold looked like shit with the Jets. And Caleb, for as high as prospect he was rated, looked like shit with the Bears last year. And, by the way, the Bears loaded up on talent for him with the receiving core, the running backs, bringing it. Like, they put a lot in for Caleb, and he did not repay the favor. I don't know what the hell the Bears are going to be here. And this is a huge year for Caleb. We saw what Jaden Daniels did, which I think added pressure on. I know Jaden so far in camp, I know today in their like joint practice didn't look amazing. It looked like the Patriots kind of were getting to him a little bit. Not that that's anything joint practice, whatever, but I think there's a lot of pressure with Jaden Daniels looking how good as he did, and with less weapons, a lot of people would say, and in a tougher division. I think there's a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams this season. I don't want to like recap the whole Bears. I know you guys already did that, but I think there's a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams in this season.
My criticism of Caleb Williams is well documented at this point. But like this is also the same guy in the great Lincoln Riley scheme that lost to Stanford at home. Like, I know it's a team game, but with like that coach and that quarterback, as talented as he supposedly is, can't lose to a team like Stanford at home. Like, he just loses games. Does all this supposed magic and loses.
Yeah, it's definitely there's definitely concerns, I think, with the Bears and Caleb Williams. And as the quarterback, you kind of have to be a leader and like knowing the guy. Again, I don't care if he's painting his fingernails and all that jazz, but like you're in a locker room with a bunch of other dudes that might look at it like that's my quarterback. Like I said, I wouldn't take it, any weird feeling about it, but like you're in a locker room with a bunch of different personalities, and like you're out here with the painted nails and crying your mom in the stands at USC. Like that's not what a lot of guys would look up to in a locker room from their quarterback. Like I said, I'm not taking a shot at Caleb Williams with anything like that, but it's just you got to realize what locker room, what league you're going into. I mean, we saw this stuff with Richie Incognito, how he treated guys like that. Your offensive linemen are usually a little bit different, built-wise, in the way they're mentally there. It's not. I can tell you, there's a lot of pressure. This is a ginormous season from Caleb. If he sucks again this season, boy, oh boy, I think the Bears are in deep shit with their quarterback situation because it's only going to get worse, I think, here.
Colton, it wasn't even really the painted nails for me. Like, it's just, it's just funny to make fun of him for it, just because it's an easy thing. But it was more like you didn't do anything really in college. Like, you didn't win anything, and you came in with this entitlement. And people see that, too. Like, he came in with this sense of, I should have ownership in the Bears, and this calls people out with no resume at all. Like, it's the sassiness of how he carries himself. Like, I am the greatest. And you've done nothing. You haven't earned it.
I agree 1,000%. Like I said, I don't want to recap the whole Bears. I know you guys did that already, but that's like how we each talk about each kind of like a word or something to describe the Bears season. What's successful? Caleb Williams. How he progresses is a successful season for the Bears. Because if he looks the same as last year, boy oh boy, what's his name? Was it Ryan Pohl? Right? Isn't that the GM? He is on the freaking hot seat.
Well, I mean, he just got a 5-year deal. I mean, he can't be that hot. He's won like 20 games.
Dude, if they end up this season last, Caleb looks like shit. Yeah, then I might as well go apply for any positions with the Bears because I'll be safe. Holy cow. I don't understand how that would fly, but to each his own, I guess. I don't know.
All right, we're talking about these Bears for too long. We got to save that for the Falcons, but this is the NFC North. So let's move on north here to Lambeau Field, where a year ago the Packers were coming off the first team as a number 7 seed in the postseason to win a game inside Jerry World. They fell short against the 49ers. They tried to get back with some vengeance, having probably the best week 1 game that I can remember down in Brazil for the South American fan base there. Jordan Love gets hurt. Malik Willis comes in. Malik Willis looks like a competent quarterback for the first time in his NFL career. Goes undefeated, shows a lot of sparkiness, success. Jordan Love comes back in. It's kind of like in and out. It's not the greatest season. They don't have the results that they want. They still ended up in the playoffs as a 7 seed again. They go into Lincoln Financial Field where the body bag 2.0 game took place, and they just did not look the same. They couldn't really get anything going on offense. And an early exit for the Packers. But in 2025, they're looking to rebound and try to be this team that they know they could be, which is a world championship team. And here we go. To the offense we go. Where the Packers, for the second consecutive year, decide, hey, we are going to make a splashy move. They get Aaron Banks, who is going to help the offensive line. Big money from San Francisco. I believe it was like a 4-year deal, $90-something million, or it could be 3 years, 75. But whatever it is, they paid a lot of money for Aaron Banks to be one of the protectors of Jordan Love. And somehow, some way, the Packers do it the first time in over 2 decades. They decide to take a receiver in the first round, which probably encouraged Aaron Rodgers to not retire, maybe get married. Who knows what they did. But Matthew Golden out of Texas is now the first receiver in a very long time to be the first-round pick for the Green Bay Packers, helping to potentially solidify a room that hasn't really had the biggest of talks in the last couple of years, really downplayed. But according to Jordan Love, Matthew Golden has that dog in him, and that's what they want. They want a dog. That's according to JL10, if that's even a nickname, who knows. But gentlemen, what are your guys' thoughts on this not revamped offense, but they did add a lot of more pieces there that they were kind of struggling with, especially at the end of the season?
I don't know. They were good. I mean, they Josh Jacobs was great. You know,
Another free agent guy, dog.
Yeah, I don't really think. I honestly really look at this and I don't really think much changes. I think they'll be good. I think they'll be number 2 in the division. They'll compete, be a playoff team. Like, this isn't an offense that screams like anything's really going to change. They played well last year. I think they'll play well this year. I mean, if Matthew Golden is sick, he's sick. Like, cool. That gives them a legitimate target there, and that could change a game or two. But I think, double-digit wins probably, kind of where they sat last year. Just maybe not the Vikings kind of outshadowing them a little bit.
I think the Christian Watson experience is over. I know he tore his ACL week 18, so it was kind of like done for him. So you add a month, so February he gets surgery and he has like the hamstring problems. I think the experiment's over. It's done with. It's unfortunate. There was a lot of hype behind him being that speedster for the last year of Rodgers.
An exact replacement style-wise.
Jordan Love is raving about him, so maybe that's a good fantasy target for some people. Maybe me.
Maybe they have a good connection. I mean, again, like, if he's sick, that's cool. That's awesome. And they did a good job on that. That's finally making that pick. That's cool. But, I don't think ultimately it's not like, damn, this just became one of the best teams in the league. I don't really think we're at that point. I just think, cool, like, they're still on pace to do what they need to do, make it to playoffs, and compete. I mean, that's essentially, I just think, where this team is.
Yeah, I think they still have that, like, each receiver is a role guy and not, like, the Amon-Ra, St. Brown, the CeeDee Lamb, the big target.
If Golden becomes that, that's sick. But, like, we got to see. I don't know. I don't really have much to say about this team. I just think, like, nothing's incredibly groundbreaking, and we're going to get to the defense in a second, and that's the same case. So I think it's ultimately just like, this is a very competitive team. It is a playoff team. It's going to battle for the top of this division, and it'll do the same next year, and that's that.
It's a very boring team.
It is. It is a very.
Don't say that. The Packers fans on YouTube are gonna be like, you don't know ball. That's not right.
That's fine.
I watch every Packers preview. That's not right. Okay.
I got it. I get it. Talking about their team, like, but it's boring though. They don't have, like, we were just talking about. They don't have a number one guy on either side of the ball that jumps out. It's like, that guy is like it's not like it's TJ Watt, like, or Myles Garrett on the Browns. Like, that is a dude on the Browns. Like, the Browns overall suck, and they're going to be horrible this season. But Myles Garrett is a dude. When I look at the Packers, like Jordan Love, okay, he's a good quarterback. Is he great? No, he's good. Look at the receiving court. Like, I got to see what Matthew Golden does at the next level. I think Romeo Doubs is a good receiver. I don't think they use him a lot. Jaden Reed had a nice, solid season last year. Tucker Kraft was very good. Like, good. There's no one on this, like Josh Jacobs, like, bounced back after disaster it was at the end of this time as a Raider. Like, he was very good for the Packers. But, like, there's no one here that's, like, great or elite on this roster that, like, jumps. Like, when you get to Minnesota, it's like, okay, cool, Justin Jefferson. Like, there's like Detroit, like, the division pops with players. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs, St. Brown. Like, if St. Brown was on this team, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, there's something that pops for you. There's nothing that pops in the Packers. I'm not trying to offend any Packers fans.
They're going to be offended. They've already been offended.
That's fine. You know what? Then they just need a reality check when it comes to talking about their team.
It's okay. It's always our most disliked video anyway, so it's
like
completely fine.
No, but I would like a Packers fan to name me a guy that jumps on their roster. I'm like, you know what? You're right. This guy does jump. No one jumps on this roster. Like Kenny Clark, when we get to defense, great player. Doesn't like, or a good player, doesn't like jump off the page like, holy shit, gotta watch Kenny Clark. Like, I'm not tuning in to watch Kenny Clark play. Like, it's not like it's Aaron Donald on the defense. Like, let's be real here. And it's not taking shots. They're going to be good. They're going to have probably 9, 10, 11 wins again. Like, that's good in the NFL, winning that many games. But nothing jumps on this roster. That's all I'm saying when I look at it.
Exactly. Sorry. That's what I'm
Should we go
saying.
to the
That'll be good.
defense?
Yeah. Let's do it.
So let's go to the defense here. Not a whole lot of change. Eric Stokes, that I don't know, that was just not a great pick by them. He ends up going to Vegas. So in exchange, Nate Hobbs comes in as a unrestricted free agent, just knowingly. Xavier McKinney, year number 2 with him. He was phenomenal last year. But they also have that key, really young linebacking core with Edrin Cooper, Quay Walker, Lucas Van Ness. Just a lot of youth. And then you have Rashawn Gary, who's another year off that ACL. So you have to be expecting him to be a lot more explosive now, because he's going to be back to the Rashawn Gary of old. But other than that, like, yeah, you have Carrying Valentine a corner. He was really good. He popped off the charts last year. Casey on Nixon. You bring in Micah Robinson. I don't know. Like, yes, they make the moves. Isaiah Simmons, can he be this player that, the Cardinals were going to take, where he could play linebacker, defensive end, and safety? Or is he just going to, probably find his way off the 53-man roster by the time cuts come around?
I think that experiment's over.
Kind of sad. Well, didn't mean to do that. There we go.
Okay, don't do that. Nope, not doing that. No. Nope, not doing it. Can't do it. Not doing it.
Again, what we've just said, it's the same thing. There's one orange name in that starting lineup of, like, there's the cool.
I mean, but I want to see a full season of Edrin Cooper, because that could be a guy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That could be the guy that you're talking about. But like, again, it's just, this is what the Packers always are.
Yeah,
solid, not earth-shattering, relying on sometimes quarterback play, which I don't know if Jordan Love is that Aaron Rodgers guy that everyone talks about him. Like,
hey, it's year 3, man. Year 3. He made it to Aaron Rodgers made it to the Super Bowl in year 3. That means, the heir to the throne has to be now.
Did Favre do that?
Now, Favre went to the Super Bowl, what, year 4? So what, 92?
So maybe we're getting towards a pattern.
5 years.
Maybe we're getting towards a pattern. Who knows? But, like, whatever. Again, like, the overall consensus of this team, I think we're kind of all on the same page of great team, gonna compete, could compete for the top part of this division. I'm not calling them a Super Bowl candidate.
But again, this is my point. So the Packers fans, don't kill me. Nothing jumps on this rock. Like, their best player probably defensively last season was Xavier McKinney. No one cares about safeties in this league, where it's like, oh my God, safeties. No one does.
I think there was an objection there. Yeah. There was 100% an objection.
Your dog might be a Packers fan. They're already
someone cares.
It's already started. It's like every year. Again, this is what just boggles my mind. Every year, this is the most disliked video for calling them a good team but not great.
No, you have to call them a Super Bowl team. But if you call a bad team bad, then at least they're like, okay, yeah, they're gonna be bad. But it's like the Packers. It's like, yes, you have the prestigious Super Bowl trophy named after your prestigious head coach that only ever had one playoff loss in his entire career. And yet it's only been brought home 4 times. And then you have the Steelers with 6. Brady's done it 7 times. Something has to kind of give.
To be fair, our most objected against video this year so far has been us talking really good about the Ravens. So I don't really know what the standard is.
Well, then you have the Broncos too, where it's like, oh, this team's going to compete. And then a guy's in the comments like, I don't think you know ball, sir. You should probably watch the team before trying to comment on a video like this.
I don't know, whatever.
And then you have the Chiefs, and then you got like all these other ones. Like, we're guaranteed to just have a lot of just dislikes.
It's fun. I don't know. The Ravens one blows my mind a little bit, but all right, let's look at the schedule. Let's see if let's
head to the schedule here, where week 1 is a very important game. They are home against the Detroit Lions, obviously a 4:25 start. And then right after that, probably a really electric week 2 Thursday Night Football opener with the Commanders. I mean, hey, same with the bye. I think they could go 3-1. I really think they can. I think the loss can either happen against the Lions or, well, I can't really say the Cowboys. I mean, Jordan Love's already went into AT&T Stadium and destroyed them, so I don't know. There's a chance that this team could start 3-1, maybe potentially 4-0 until you get to the bye, and then that's when the true contest happens, where the Bengals come to town. The Bengals and the Packers always have a great matchup in Lambeau Field for whatever reason. History can even, go back and prove it. And then you got to go coast to coast. You go all the way out to the west to Arizona. Then you play the matchup that they thought could have happened last year against the Jets, but the Aaron Rodgers-led Pittsburgh Steelers. But like that week 11 on, man, 5 away games is going to be absolutely torture. And that Broncos game is going to be unrelenting. The Packers just have a really difficult time up in Mile High. You could go back so far, and it's just always their toughest matchup is just the Broncos.
I have them at 10 or 11, depending on what happens week 18, depending on
I think 10-11 wins going to be perfect for them.
It's kind of what Colton just said, 9, 10, 11 wins. Like, it's going to happen. They'll compete, be in the playoffs.
Not a lot of cold games you're playing in Lambeau Field, and that's like the Packers' like motto. It's like, oh, you don't want to go to Seattle, you don't want to play in Seattle, you don't want to go to Foxborough and play a Tom Brady-led Patriots team. Like, you don't want to go to Lambeau where you're freezing your nuts off. Like, you don't want to do that, but you don't have those games. Like, what, 2 December games? And week 17 could be a division game. Like, okay, who's going to win the division? Is it going to be the Ravens or is it going to be the Packers? Like, that week 17 game is going to be like the premier matchup.
Dude, all right. Now that I look at this again, their schedule as a whole, dude, I don't know how many games this team's winning. I think you're being very friendly saying 3-1. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not like.
I don't know if they're beating Detroit. Like, who knows? We said we thought Houston was untouchable. Like, oh, Houston's going to be the team to beat this year. They bring in the weapons. CJ Stroud year 2, he's only going to get better, and then he had a slump. It's like, who knows what Washington's going to be like? What the hell's going on with McLaurin? Debo's hurt already again. So, like, who knows what Washington's like? You could possibly give them a win. It's a home game. Like Dallas early, like, who knows? Like, and then after that, it's like, okay, congratulations. Here's an early bye. So if you have any injuries late, you're screwed. Here's an early bye for you. Then we'll give you the Bengals, Arizona, whatever. Take what you want. Steelers at Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers is going to be up for that game. So, like, who knows how the Steelers season's going? But Rodgers is going to be up for that game. Then you got Carolina, whatever. Philly. Like, dude, when I look at their schedule, I don't 9 wins. Like, sure, some of the games could be like a coin toss and you flip it and it goes to a win, but like, yikes.
Yeah, I have them splitting most of pretty much the division stuff for the most part.
And
I don't know, like 9, 10 wins. I have them going. I don't know about 3-1, like you said, going in the bye week, maybe 2-2, but like, I don't know.
The thing is, I could easily see that being 1-3 at the same time.
Yeah,
I think Will's trying to play to the Packer fans with them not being mad at us saying 3-1.
No, they're not making it this far in the video, so I can say whatever I want. I can say right now they're going to win the Super Bowl, and they're not going to make it that far because they're going to be like, oh, that's awkward. There's too much silence. And how do you not know who our Jordan Morgan, our first round pick in 2024, who's second on our depth chart now? Like, why aren't you talking about him? That's a dog. Like, I like, they're not making it this far in the video
because they're offended by everything.
But what's going to make the season successful, Dom? What's the win total that they claim?
What does Vegas have them at? 9.5 wins, which is kind of what we just said.
I think I would take the under, honestly.
I'll take the under on that.
You're going to have gun to my head, Colton. You got to pick one life or death. I think I'm taking the under.
55% chance at playoffs. I mean, like, all of that is pretty much par. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty par for what I thought it would be, to be honest.
By the way, is it plus or minus? Does it show, like, if you were to bet the under?
Oh, okay. So there's a website that kind of compiles all.
I got it. All right.
Yeah, so that's kind of what that website is. So some sports books probably have them at like plus minus 10.5, plus minus 9. Honestly, I bet you pretty much all of them have 9.5. So plus minus.
What's going to make the season successful for the Go Pack Go?
Deep playoff run, I think, to be honest with you. Like, cool, you made it last year. You beat Dallas in Dallas. Like, that's great.
It doesn't count. It's Dallas.
So, yeah, but you won a playoff game. Like, that's under the belt. Whatever. You've accomplished that now. You now need to make a real playoff run. I think that's ultimately it. You were 7th in last year. So, even if you're 7th in, just make an impact in the playoffs. I think that is what makes this successful. Again, I'm not calling them a Super Bowl candidate yet, but you make a deep playoff run, and maybe I'll think a little bit better of you next year, which I don't know.
Actually win a couple playoff games.
Yeah.
Not against Dallas.
That's what I mean. Deep playoff run. Give me a playoff run.
Prove that you're great and not just good, because the consensus is you're good, not great. Good teams make the playoffs and don't do anything. Great teams win.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
I got nothing. Shall we move on?
Sure.
Let's move on to another darling in the NFC, the Minnesota Vikings, who last year, J.J. McCarthy could have been the QB number 1, and then a freak meniscus injury took him out for the entire season, leading Sam Darnold to be the Week 1 starting quarterback. Somehow starting 5-0, looking the best of his career. A couple of not bad losses, but, they lost to Detroit in Minnesota. It was a very good game, came all the way down to the end, and the missed face mask call in Los Angeles against the Rams on Thursday Night Football. And then with the everything on the line, Week 18 could be the number 1 seed in the NFC. They fell short, and then they had to go to Arizona to play the Rams because of the wildfires that were happening in and around Los Angeles. They got absolutely curb stomped. Jared Verse with the meme of the flying headbutt. It was not the result that they wanted for the postseason, but this man here is looking to be the heir to the throne, the third different quarterback to start Week 1. J.J. McCarthy is looking to be the man that he was at Michigan. Hopefully that the Vikings fans are looking to get. And we move to the offense, where just like the Bears, they revamped their offensive line as well. Ryan Kelly comes in from the Colts. They released their center, who ended up going to the Patriots. Will Fries also comes in from the Colts as right guard. Donovan Jackson, first-round pick. Jordan Addison, it came down 3-game suspension due to the DUI that he had a couple of years ago out in California. So this opens the door here for Tim Jones, Rondale Moore, Ty Felton, go Terps, and also Jalen Naylor to be the complimentary number 2 piece besides Justin Jefferson. It's also come out of camp that Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason are going to be split in carry, so maybe a 50-50 down the line there in the backfield. So for fantasy people, cover your ears and close your eyes. I don't know what you want to take with that, but Aaron Jones having a little bit of a career renaissance last year with the Minnesota Vikings, and Jordan Mason was really holding it down there for the San Francisco 49ers amid the Christian McCaffrey injury. Colton, I did receive a text, and it was a middle finger for Colton. A Packers fan. I'm not lying. I am not lying whatsoever.
Love that.
Like I said, I'm not here to shit on the Packers. I'm just telling you how it is. I just think they're very bland, and I think that's the worst part, because we give the Packers a bad rap. They're very bland. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, the best description of them in the AFC is the fucking Steelers. They're both bland. I don't know what to tell you. Do something to spice it up. Maybe I'll talk a little nicer about your teams. I don't know what to tell you. But I got to tell you, I'm super excited to watch J.J. McCarthy this season.
Well, we knew you would be.
Ha, ha, ha. Everyone's shitting on the Michigan guy. That's fine by me. I don't care. He's a fucking national champion. Give me that shit, JJ.
Didn't say anything. I just said you knew you would.
Congratulations. Again, I think his fiance is pregnant, so congratulations to the McCarthys. But this is exactly, as a Michigan fan, I wanted him to go to the Giants so I can see him up close with my parents, 7 season tickets. But then the other part of me was like, they're garbage. and they don't have any weapons or any foundation built for him, he's going to suck. And everyone's going to see, I told you, this is what I told you he was going to be. He's going to be an ass quarterback. Fuck the New York media. Fuck the Giants. I'm super happy he's in Minnesota, a place where he's not going to get all the media attention. He's got a halfway decent offensive line. He's got 2 weapons in Jefferson and Hawkinson. He will have 3 eventually with Addison if he learns how to drive and not drink while he's doing it. Aaron Jones had a really good season for the Vikings as well in a bounce back campaign. I'm very excited to watch J.J. McCarthy play football this season. If I am not saying that enough, I think he got shit on in college for a pro system that wanted to run the football. But when Michigan needed J.J. McCarthy most, he delivered in the clutch and delivered big win after big win. So I'm a huge J.J. McCarthy fan. I don't know what to tell folks. I think he's going to have a great season. I see Jake down there just laughing inside, and I think he's waiting for the moment with McCarthy with an egg on his face. Sadly, you're going to have to keep waiting. I think J.J. McCarthy proves that he's going to be a legitimate NFL quarterback because he's in a very good situation instead of going to a shit show like the New York Giants would have been for him.
Listen, I didn't make the joke. Dom did.
No, you didn't.
I think the Jets would have been a worse pick. At least the Giants can be a little bit competent. The Jets is just like it's quarterback purgatory.
You said Colton said that congratulations on his wife. She's pregnant. I was like, well, that's one completed pass. But you didn't hear it, Jake. That's what we were laughing at. No, genuinely, I think this is actually a pretty solid setup team. I think this is.
Did he have the signs beforehand on that one too?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I think this is genuinely like a nicely set up team. The keys are in his hands. That's it. Like you either pass or fail here. That's it. It's up to you, man. That's either you're good or you're bad. This is your time to show it because I think this is, like you said, he's got the weapons. He's got a decent running game. This offensive line, I think, is fine. It's a team that was very successful last year. Now, 14-3 is crazy expectations. I don't think they hit that. But, dude, if you get double-digit wins with this team, I think you're fine. I don't think you're amazing unless you're like 14-3 because if Sam Darnold's doing that, that's crazy.
If Sam Darnold could do it, I think J.J. McCarthy can do it. Like
you would think.
Kevin O'Connell's the quarterback whisperer, so it's like look at Kirk Cousins' first year. Like Kirk Cousins was fantastic under him, and then obviously the Achilles and all that stuff. The Pasternak came out. Josh Dobbs looked amazing. Like
the team's set up, man. The ball is in your court. Like. You can't ask for, Caleb Williams came into the Bears last year and we were like, damn, they really brought him all these weapons, blah, blah, blah. And that fell on its face real hard. So, like, here we are, ball's in your court. Let's see what you do with it. I think that's ultimately just it. If he's good, he's going to be good with this team. If he's not ready, he's not good, then, well, I think we'll see that. But it's, testing time. Here we are.
This offensive line, I think, can be competing with the Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles' offensive line is just eons better. But I think this could be, honestly, the second best offensive line in the NFC. I mean, Darisaw, I think he did not play the rest of the year. So, obviously, with him coming back, it's going to be really big for the blind side of J.J. McCarthy. Brian O'Neill's still a dog. If, Ryan Kelly and Fries, they played together on the same offensive line in Indy. There's that definitely chemistry there. And then Donovan Jackson, you're really wrapping him around a really solid offensive line.
Like I said, this is a good team. This is a legitimately good team with weapons. So,
and an athletic quarterback, by the way.
I'm not going.
Let's also not forget Sam Howell, the GOAT. Never forget the Commanders part of that.
I mean, if he has to step in, that's a lot of yards.
Listen, Sam Howell could step in if he absolutely needs to. Let's go to the defense here, where Brian Flores, for the third year, I believe, guiding this team last year. They were explosive. They were doing everything right. They bring in the big pieces. Jeff Okudah from Houston, Isaiah Rodgers, who was after his suspension for the gambling policy, returns to Philly, plays a little bit. He goes to the Vikings. Javon Hargraves, only after a year, got released by the Niners. He finds himself in Minnesota, and then Jonathan Allen, who really was talking everything about leaving Washington. He goes to the Vikings. And you have a really good linebacking core there. I think it's one of the most underrated units in the league. They do not get enough love. Andrew Van Ginkel, Ivan Pace Jr., Blake Cashman, Jonathan Grenard. Dogs. That's what they are. They're dogs. I think one of the best units in the league. They do not get enough love, and they need to get more love. Your dog starts barking.
I think this is a really good team, to be honest. I actually really like the personnel here. I think this is a really
it's
an improved defense, even
tougher and more exciting looking team than the Packers.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Brian Flores just knows what he's doing, and listen,
I'm gonna keep taking shots at the softest team in the league.
I do think this is a really good team. I actually really do. I kind of discounted them earlier when we were talking about the Bears, saying that the Vikings are going to fall and like the Bears might have a chance to jump the Vikings. I kind of feel like I want to take that back after looking at this.
Flores made this unit one of the best in the league. And that's obviously Stephon Gilmore's not there anymore. He's currently a free agent, so he could honestly bounce back if something were to happen. Not wishing anything would happen to the secondary, but if something were to happen, at least you got a guy who could fill in and be in the secondary.
Jonathan Allen's also very good.
Byron Murphy's really good. I think he got an extension. It might have been last year. Might be confusing it with this year, but Harrison Smith, it might be the last year. Harrison Smith too. So it's dude's 36. So it's unfortunate.
Allegedly, I've seen good things from Jeff Okudah in camp.
Yeah, I always see his name and I'm like, sick. But we've historically seen otherwise, I guess. But I don't know. Mekhi Blackman, another year off the ACL injury that he suffered his rookie year. So he could be back to form and be that potential, guy that could fill in, maybe even start a couple games for you down the line. This is a tough defense. I think
this team's gross.
Yeah, this team's actually much better.
This is like a carbon copy, maybe clearly a B version of it, of the Philadelphia Eagles. You look at the Eagles, they're built up front on both sides of the ball, and so is Minnesota. I love Jonathan Allen. Yeah. Love that move for the Vikings. Hargrave, if he can stay healthy, is very, very good. That's why he got his damn big bag when he left Pittsburgh, because that's where he started off. It sucked losing him. It was between him and Bud Dupree. Steelers paid Bud Dupree and let Hargrave walk. And he had I forgot San Fran didn't win Super Bowl. Went to Super Bowl with San Fran, leading up front with that defense. I think this is a very, really, really disgusting front for Minnesota. And if McCarthy plays good football and they have a good run game, if Aaron Jones continues of what he did last season, I think the sky's the limit for this team, honestly. It all comes down to see what McCarthy can do. I love what Minnesota's doing.
Before we get to the schedule, I just think it's funny that we went through the Packers and we said man, this is so not exciting. And here we are with the Vikings, this is sick. The sky's the limit. I'm psyched.
But it's not just a bunch of. It's not oh hey, it's no one that's popping out. Listen, Danielle Hunter left last year, and then it's okay, yeah, they bring in Van Ginkel, they bring in Grenard, and those guys that Houston's paying Danielle Hunter for, they're performing really good. Blake Cashman, yeah, it wasn't perfect with the Jets. He had an okay 1 year with the Texans, and then last year, he was performing with the Vikings. This is a really good unit, and then Ivan Pace, an undrafted free agent, this is one of my favorite linebacking cores in the league. It really is.
I think there's a lot of fresh on this team. There's a lot of kind of a newer feel of this team. This is not a team that we've been seeing necessarily.
This isn't a pushover team. This team can do everything that can be set on them.
It's exciting to see what they will do. And with that, let's look at the schedule.
Where they go week 1, Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. Sorry that this was blurry. I don't even know what the hell happened here. But yeah, I don't know what the theme is with the NFC North. Early buys. Week number 6 is the bye for the Vikings. But hey, Michael Penix Jr., he comes back. Maybe Kirk Cousins is playing. Who knows? But hey, a Kirk revenge game, Michael Penix game. Who knows who's starting there? And then, listen, the LSU game, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase comes to town to face Justin Jefferson. The Ireland game for week 4 against the Steelers, and then a London game week 5 against the Cleveland Browns. It makes sense for the early bye. And then I don't know, that Eagles game. Listen, it might not look good now, but I think that could be like one of those games that a flex really early on, make it a 4:25 start, maybe a Sunday night football game. That's going to be fun. And then returning to LA, but this time you play the Chargers. I don't know. I think this team could do 11 wins. Obviously, 14 wins I think is way out of proportion, but I think 11 wins can be, a really good like centerpiece for this team.
10 winning that Green Bay game at the end.
Yeah, I'm with 10. I was kind of loosely doing it, not too defined with the teams because there's a lot of, especially in division with Detroit, with Green Bay, either of any of those games could be toss-ups. But yeah, I mean, I kind of float them around 10. Maybe if that Green Bay game has to be such a competitive game,
that might be who gets in the playoffs, depending on who wins the division.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that this division really could kind of shape up like it was last year, where if the Vikings win Week 18, we see the same order, and maybe even Green Bay makes the 7th into the playoffs again for that reason. And I mean, this really could be the second team in the division. All right. I mean, like, we got to bury the Bears a little bit in this division. It's kind of rough, but
the only team that has no shot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I mean, Seahawks, you're going to play Sam Darnold.
Not scared.
I mean, listen, the Vikings went up there last year. Sam Darnold won that game for them, so it's like,
yeah. I don't know.
Like, I think the only game I'd be concerned about is like a mid-December game against the Cowboys. But other than that, I don't know. I still think 11 wins is good. What does the chart say, Dom?
They're tied with like whatever the Bears were.
They only have them slightly ahead of the Bears, and I think that's just because of McCarthy. To be honest,
I think McCarthy could be really good if Darnold was fantastic last year. 37 touchdowns he threw. Like, he should have won MVP.
Listen,
Fuck Josh Allen.
I make fun of McCarthy because of Michigan, and I just, it's just easy because of the amount of handoffs he had. But the dude wins games.
Yeah,
he wins games. It's a little bit of to bring it back to the Diet Eagles comment that Colton made. It's a little bit of Jalen Hurts. Like, he just wins games.
They have him at 8.5 wins, 40% at playoffs. I really honestly have a hard time saying that they're not going to be better than that. Like, I really think they're going to be better than that. I think this is a double-digit win team, which is pretty great.
And they're well coached, like O'Connell and Flores.
Yeah,
Josh McCown, offensive coordinator. Like,
we do have to watch out because these are one of those teams every year, unfortunately, where we are super optimistic on this show and we fall flat on our face and it all goes downhill.
Oh, that's when the Packers fans join this video and say, you guys are a bunch of clowns.
I said this team was going to suck balls last season, so this is a team I completely.
I said this team was going to be good. Did I pick them to make the playoffs? No. Well, I fell for the damn Bear scheme again. The Bear scam, because it's BS. That's what it is. Bear scam, BS. Remember that.
When the Packers fans all come back, just remember that it's a franchise that's scared of a 1-yard play.
What makes this season successful for
See what you got in JJ McCarthy, man. Listen, if Darnold threw 37 touchdowns as a career renaissance, he's a year into the system. He's been sitting through these meetings. He's been around this team. Listen, they showed him on the sideline all last year. Like, he was with them. He's going to know so much about this team. He knows so much about these players. So let's see what you can do. Obviously, playing versus learning is two different things. What can you do to get the rust off you? And you haven't really played a real game since playing the Pac-12 Washington Huskies in the national championship game in early 2024. He's playing preseason week 1 too. I think they said they're putting him out there to test the waters, figure it all out.
I like it.
Obviously, is like JJ going to be out there? Like Justin Jefferson. I can't even call him JJ anymore because now there's two. Going to be confusing both of them.
Yeah, I think it's really just, stay kind of on pace on this team. You got double-digit wins last year. 14-3 is a lot to ask for. You can't ask for that. But, man, if you're second in the division this year, that's fantastic. I call that success.
I don't know.
Cool.
Shall we move on? Does anyone have a taste of kneecaps? Do you like the taste of the shin bone in the morning, followed by a femur at night? Femur soup, kneecap griddle. But anyway, the Detroit Lions, 2023, they were a couple fourth downs away from being the NFC representatives in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, the 49ers had other things in mind. The coordinator stayed, Ben Johnson, Eric Glenn stayed. They said, we're going to run this back. We're going to do it better than ever, and we're going to kick ass and bite more kneecaps off. And this team was electric. Only 2 losses last year. One early on against the Buccaneers, despite Aiden Hutchinson having one of the best defensive games in Detroit Lions history. The offense was looking really great. The defense was finding ways to win despite injuries piling up from Alex Anzalone, both the corners, safeties, Aiden Hutchinson's broken leg. Everyone was going through injuries on that team, and they were finding ways to win. Ended up winning that last game of the year, getting the first round bye over the Minnesota Vikings. Although they fell short against a very electric Jaden Daniels, this team is looking to rebound with now a new offensive and defensive coordinator at the helm. As I'm looking at the coordinators, John Morton, the offensive coordinator, and defensive is Kelvin Shepard. So, yeah, that's what we got going on here for the Detroit Lions. As we move into the offense here, a lot is the same. Frank Ragnow retired, only age 29 for the Lions. So Graham Glasgow, he's going to be filling in there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He was guard. Tate Ratledge, a lot of good positive news out of him from camp, really filling in this role that, obviously they were not expecting to have out this year, more so next year. But Ratledge, electric as is. Jameson Williams, 4th year in the league. He had his first 1,000-yard season last year. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We know the word, guys. Dog. That's who it is. Jahmyr Gibbs, still electric. Changed the number to 0. I think that's new this year. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. And then Dave Montgomery coming off of the torn MCL injury that he, I think, came back for that divisional round game against the Washington Commanders. But yeah, Dan Skipper still there. Penei, this offensive line's still good. There's not a lot of change, but obviously the big question is the offensive coordinator. How are they going to fill in the John Morton being the offensive coordinator outside of Ben Johnson? What's that going to be? News early, though. Jahmyr Gibbs lining up at slot receiver in camp. So the gadgets keep on gadgeting for the Lions.
Yeah, this team is going to be good again. Let's see what they look like without Ben Johnson. I think that's kind of the big point. You can kind of, not to bullshit it, but you don't really have to look at this roster. It's kind of, what you're getting from them. It comes down to the coordinators. How different does it look for this Lions team with a lot of new faces in higher positions? That's kind of where I think this team goes to when I look at it.
John Morton looks like he's built for this team. Why, dude?
He sounds like a ESPN guy that's at the desk.
Have you saw the picture?
I have not seen an actual photo of him.
He just
bald goatee. That's all I gotta know.
So it's just it's Dan Campbell Jr. It's the stunt double.
Basically.
What the hell, dude? He literally just looks like he's kind of just built to be on this team. That's hilarious. I Googled him and I was like, there was the first thing that showed was that picture. And I was like, cool. All right. So whatever. I don't know. They got to try to accomplish what the Eagles managed to accomplish with the different coordinators and stuff and having to change it out and still find the success. That's just what they have to try to accomplish. You got the same guys, you got the same team, you got the same culture, they got the It's all there.
The only
You
thing I'm
just
like
gotta be
worried
able to
about
play.
is like you look at the Eagles. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl. They lost, Murr, and they lost whatever his face is, Steichen. Yeah, they lost him, and they look good, and then they got exposed, and it was just kind of like the same kind of like BS they were running for the last couple of games. And they just kind of fell flat on their face. Obviously Dan Campbell's not gonna allow bullshit like that to like go through that team, but it's still worrying because you did lose two really good coordinators, and they're now head coaches elsewhere in this league.
Oh. Okay. So Morton guided the passing game of Bo Nix last year. Okay.
Okay, so they're in good hands.
That sounds pretty solid because we thought they overperformed.
And that's something that's a kind of a style and skill set that fits Jared Goff pretty well.
Yeah. Fits the Dan Campbell team pretty well. The whole, grittiness of how Bo Nix played last year in that offense. All right, whatever. Cool. That sounds like a good resume, I guess. At least recently. So, okay. I guess I'm down. Let's do it.
Oh man, I got nothing else to say on this offense. I don't know if we want to jump to defense, but on the defensive side of the football, they were just down depleted fifth stringers coming in. They were finding ways to win. They bring in DJ Reed, who left the Jets after just kind of like a very bad end of their season last year. But with Terrion Arnold entering a second year, you still have Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, one of the more underrated safety duos in the league. Avonte Maddox comes in from Philadelphia. Tyleik Williams, first round pick. Aiden Hutchinson, he looks phenomenal coming off of that broken leg injury. Yeah. I think this team is in good hands. Obviously, Alex Anzalone, Jack Campbell in the middle of the defense there being really good. Marcus Davenport, I think, could really fill into his own. But I want to turn the conversation to you guys. What are you guys looking out for with the Detroit Lions with Kelvin Shepard?
Yes,
as the
linebackers coach for the last. He was the linebackers coach for the last 4 seasons. So it's kind of that it makes sense as long as he can scheme it together and do the right things. I think it's fine. It's
the thing with them was even with all the injuries they had. If they just didn't have a bonehead play calls in that game against the Commanders, like we don't get robbed of the cage match we deserve between the Lions and Eagles.
Which you flash back to the week 1 of 2022, that was a phenomenal matchup, and it probably would have been even better because now you have people that understand both systems.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm really happy that we're going to get that game, regular season, regardless this year. Now, are they going to be the same teams? Who knows? But I respect the hell out of this team. What Dan Campbell has done and what the team that they've built there is damn impressive.
I really think everyone enjoys watching this team. Everyone roots for this team.
If you don't like this team, you don't like football.
Yeah, well.
Football.
Yeah. I mean, the only people that don't like this team are the people in the division, and that's it.
Well, they don't like football either up in Green Bay.
So whatever. This is I expect to see another really good Detroit Lions team. They had a hell of a season last year. I don't know if I expect that, but I expect a 12+ win team, hopefully. A force in the NFC and a force in the league. So I really think that's what we should expect.
Also, the only NFC team that didn't vote to ban the push, that voted to keep the tush push.
Yeah, well.
Because they're not scared. Because they actually play football.
Dan Campbell football. Do you want to go to the schedule?
Let's go to the schedule here. Again, week 1, big matchup. Green Bay. We were really cheated out week 1. The Green Bay matchup last year in Lambeau Field due to it being a monsoon up there. So hopefully drier conditions and it'll be warm. So we're going to be expecting something good. But yes, home game week 1, Ben Johnson's return. What are you going to do? Are you going to show up or are you going to let Ben Johnson kind of like expose you for whatever that you might have? And then week 3, they returned to Baltimore. Last time they were in Baltimore, they got absolutely curb stomped. Kneecaps bent in backwards. Yeah, this is a solid schedule, and then the Chiefs, the Bucks, like you're playing. Oh man,
This is a tough schedule.
this is tough, but it's like hey, like we went over like the Eagles schedule. Like yes, the Eagles schedule was tough, but it's like when you have a good team, it's obviously not as tough. Like obviously the Lions' tough schedule, it's not as tough because of the team that they have. Obviously, they kind of get like a tuning up period the first 2 weeks playing the Packers and then the Bears. Then, now you got to go to Baltimore. You got to show up in Baltimore. Last time you were there, I mean, it was not good. It was not a good look for them then. But I still think this could be like a 12-win, 13-win team.
I got 11. So that's still more than I counted for any other team in this division.
Yeah, I see them around 11, 12, 13 max. I just don't see 13 though when I look at the schedule.
Unlike last year, I mean, they had 3 outdoor games the entire year. This year, they got a lot of outdoor games.
Yeah, but nothing in any crazy weather though. Again, somehow it's like they avoid putting the Lions outside in the cold. If you've noticed that, the coldest game they'll have is the Bears Week 18, which can mean absolutely nothing for them.
I'm trying to figure out why the schedule has.
They're home versus Pittsburgh, so that's not cold. Minnesota's in a dome. LA is LA. It's the Bears. Sure, Philly in November. Okay, you could.
Yeah, it'll be cold. Nighttime, it's going to be cold.
It'll get cold there. That could be 30s.
I'm trying to figure out why I think there's a. They definitely messed up the schedule here because they wrote 8:25 a.m. for that Cowboys game, and it's been throwing me off now that I've really picked up on that.
Is it London? Oh, which one's?
They don't have a London game this year.
No, which one's the Thanksgiving? Because that's a loss.
Was
that the Packers in Week 13?
Yeah,
it definitely has to be the Packers.
Has to be. Because that's a short week.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one.
Go, Pack, go.
Whatever. They'll split. I mean, whatever. 12 wins. What Vegas probably hasn't. I mean, 11 wins. Yeah. Vegas 10 wins on the dot, 63% at playoffs. I mean,
so that the Cowboys game is actually Thursday Night Football for them. So I don't know why it's 8:25 a.m.
Someone's getting fired.
I think that was just a screw up.
Yeah, that's rough.
Hey, it's okay. We all screw up a little bit. It's okay.
I don't know where you get that A from, though. What are you? Yeah, I don't know. It's odd. But yeah, sure. I mean, this will be just the team that we have come to know and come to love rooting for.
Just to stay healthy.
Yeah. I mean, really, the only
I'm fully convinced though that the voodoo they had last year, all the injuries was karmic justice for Kirby Joseph.
Yeah. Well, is he still on the team? I didn't look at their defensive roster.
Which guy?
Kirby Joseph?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, whatever. What makes that successful this season?
Not slumping with the loss of your coordinators.
Yeah, it's just kind of running it back, right?
Not even running it back. Just get better. I mean, listen, we're a couple 4th down conversions away from being the Super Bowl, and then obviously a very bad game with a defense that was absolutely depleted.
Yeah, last 2 years, they're just a couple bonehead play calls away from Super Bowl and NFC Championship game.
Do we want to?
Oh boy, here we go. You've got the wheel.
All right, the wheel's here. Colton, I know you haven't been here the last couple episodes, and somehow we are left with the 2 worst divisions in football in the NFC West.
We thought that it's because you haven't been here, so it's waiting just to spite you.
It's waiting here.
Oh, good.
So we left it as is. We have 2.
Oh, good God.
So
because here's the thing. We don't want to do both Souths in the same freaking day. So we're trying to knock it out. But it seems like the wheel has had other plans. So we're really leaving it up to destiny here.
We really need one in the South. Like,
If
now.
it gives us West, then we know. I mean, which is meant to be. We're meant to do South just all the time. So here goes a whole bunch of.
Is there a better one that we want right now?
There's 3 and wait. Oh,
No.
never mind.
No, there's.
Let's spin the wheel. Spin the wheel now. Let's just get this over with.
I think Colton just does not want to do the Falcons again. I don't blame him. Here goes a whole bunch of nothing. This would be so scary.
Thank God. Thank
All
God.
right.
I can't do it. Okay. Thank the Lord. Oh my God. Okay.
Not the most exciting episode.
30 minutes max.
The shortest one by far. It's all.
Every team's getting at least 12 minutes. At least at a maximum.
It's like we talk about the Texans and then everyone else can kind of just go away.
Oh, hey, they drafted this guy in first overall. Oh, well. Okay.
We'll have like a 5-minute conversation about Daniel Jones starting quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. It's all right. Well, so how do we decide the last episode?
We have to spin, and then whoever it lands on, then we pick first.
I say we just do a tune-up with the South and then go right into the fun one.
It'd be fun if we had to do the Falcons like last.
We'll have to spin the wheel and see it. We'll give it like 100 slices or something. And then we can't even see where it's going to land.
No, it'll tell you. It'll just pop it up.
No, we won't see it as we're going. We just get really nervous as it's spinning through.
That might be fun.
But thank you all for tuning in. You can follow us on all the great platforms down below. YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok for the Fan Network, X for the Fan _, and Instagram for the Fan Football. We are on every Wednesday talking about your favorite team in all capacity. At least we will be talking about your team at least one time on the show. I am Will, and that's Colton, that's Jake, and that's Dom, and we are For the Fan. Thank you all for tuning in, and tune in next week. Thank you very much.